Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and we're going to do Rachel's challenge today. And she used some vellum, made some really cute pockets for her journal. Now, I'm going to use some different colors of vellum probably because I happen to have just a bunch of varieties here. Let's see, that's not, well, it's vellum, but it's a little bit thicker. I might use that, I don't know. Start out by doing one with this. This is kind of a little bit thicker vellum. Now let's see. Okay, I'm going to fold it and then tear it off because I can't decide how much I want to tear off. Folded it up from the bottom. Then she folded it over this way. And I'm not going to make mine any wider than that probably. And that is about, let me see, tell you about how big that is. That is about 4 inches. And I've got my stamping mat down here because we're going to stamp on these. Well, a stamping mat. It's not, I think it's designed for other things too, but I use it for stamping. Okay. So then we have this little pocket like this. It has 2 little pockets on the inside. Now, she took a little stapler kind of thing that she had and closed the edges up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use some scrap book page and close the edges up. I didn't want to use my big stapler, and I didn't have a stapler like she had. So I thought, well, how can I close these up and not have, still have my big pocket there. I don't want to lose any of my pocket. So I'm going to do mine this way. I just have a little scrap of book page, and I folded it in the middle. I'm going to use some of our glue here. So we'll put a good supply of our Bearly Arts on both sides. And then I'm just going to put that down right there. And then fold it over. That's going to close that edge up, but it's going to ensure that we have that full pocket. So I'm not closing part of my pocket up. And you can stitch these together if you want, I'm sure. She said there's plenty of different ways you can do it. I just happen to have little pieces of this book page here. And I thought, that would be a good thing to use. And they're going to be different sizes. They're not all going to be the same because these are torn different, but I don't care. That's not a big deal to me. That's just that much more of an interest, I think. Okay, so we're just putting that right down at the bottom and making sure that it's closed. Oops. All the way up to that little fold there. So now we've got our corners glued together, but we didn't lose any of our pocket. And I don't think those are going to come apart. And I don't mind that old vintage book page look there anyway. Now she stamped on hers. And she had some different kinds of stamps that I do, so that's okay. You can use whatever stamps you have. I'm going to use this one from Tim Holtz. Let's see. This is Ledger Script. I do believe that we have this in the store. I think we do. And I'm going to use Memento Rich Cocoa. Now, I will tell you, there's certain kinds of certain kinds of ink that you can use on vellum and certain kinds that you can't. It will smear really bad. Memento happens to be one that dries pretty quick, so it's okay to use. VersaFine, see, it does. Tim Holtz does not. So if you use Tim Holtz, you're going to have to let it sit for a long time and let it dry. Now, you can see, let's see. I don't know if you can see the little bit of shininess of it. It's not completely dry, so I'm not going to do anything with it right now. Set my stamp aside. And then I'm going to use this little stamp. It's just a number stamp. And See if I can get some of this ink off of here. And I'm just going to put a little number up in the corner there. And I'll put one down there. Just because I want to. And this is a VersaFine Smoky Gray. Okay. And you can see I already got a little bit of ink right there. That's fine. This that's on this little mat needs to be wiped up before you start smearing this around very much, because it will get on there, because it doesn't dry on these mats. Okay. Now she decorated this with book pages, just vintage items. So let's see what we can decorate this with. I've got an old music page here. That might work. And I'm just pulling from some of the scraps that are on my desk. I'm not pulling anything extra out. These are just some little pieces that I've had on my desk. So we'll see if this works. Put the lid back on that because I will stick my arm in it. I did this morning. Stuck my arm right in it. Stuck my watch in it. I'm really good about getting ink all over me when I stamp. I am not a clean stamper. Okay, so I'm just going to put that down there. Now I'm going to use my Barely Arts, but you could use your glue stick if you want, whatever glue that you have. This may make it pucker a little bit just because this paper is very, very thin. But maybe it won't. We'll see. And see, that shows that that's not completely dry. And I'm going ahead and put my hand in it anyway. But I'm going to let it sit for a little while. You really need to stamp them, lay them aside and let them dry, and then go back and do your other embellishments to them. So let's lay that one aside. We will do more to that, but right now we're going to lay it aside. I am going to do a pink one, I think. This is a piece of pink vellum that I've had in my stash for a little while. Now on this bottom, I'm turning up about 2.5 inches, but you can do it smaller or larger. She did different sizes, so it really doesn't matter, I don't think. And then we'll fold this one over about what we did the other one, and it doesn't want to fold. A little bit less than we did the other, but that's okay. They don't have to all be the same size. And then I'm just going to cut that off. We save those pieces because we can definitely use those. So this one is 3 3/4. So see, you just make them different widths. It doesn't matter. Okay. We've got some more book page here. These little scraps work great. So there's one for that side. And you could use washi tape, whatever you have on these edges, or you could just glue them down if you want to. I just didn't want to lose any of my pockets, so that's why I was kind of debating on something else to use. And I didn't have one of those little, I don't know what that little thing was that she had. It's some kind of little stapler, but it doesn't actually have staples in it. It just squishes the paper together. I have seen them before, but I don't have one. So you don't have to have everything that some of us have just to be able to craft. You can do it in your own way. Do it with what you have. I'm just trimming off a little of that that's sticking out real bad. You could go ahead and ink these edges if you want. We might use a piece of washi on these just to show you the difference in the washi and the old book page. Works the same. There we go. Okay. So we've got those, and I'm just going to go ahead and squish them down to make sure that they adhere well. And then I like to run my bone folder over that because it makes it flatten out nice and Well, now we're going to stamp something here, and I've got this other Tim Holtz stamp. This one is Botanical Collage, and I was thinking about using this one. And I don't know that we have that one in stock. I would have to definitely look at inventory to know that. I know we have a lot of them, but I just don't know which ones. I don't keep up with the inventory anymore. I leave all of that to Melina. Okay, I think we'll stamp it on this side, kind of toward the side. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. Now I'm going to put a little piece of something right here, and then I'm going to set that aside and let that dry, because if I don't, I'm just going to stick my hand in it, or my arm in it, or my watch, or something. And again, I'm just going up here and grabbing from some scraps that I have. Oh, why don't we use this? Because the butterflies always got to be around flowers, right? This is just a little piece of paper that's been on my desk floating around for a while. Let's see. Out. Right there. I'm just tearing the edges with our ruler. And then I'm going to ink mine up. Again, we'll use some Bearly Arts. We've got in a new supply of Bearly Arts. If you have been looking for the refill or the mini or any of those, we've got a new supply if you want to grab some. Okay. Just going to rub that down. And you don't have to put it all the way across there. She just put little pieces of paper, but I just wanted to use that whole paper there. We'll still put a focal point on it somewhere. And I think I'm going to round my corners. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to wait a little while. Now, she didn't go ahead and stamp on the back of hers, so we'll just leave it like that. But you can always stamp on the back and use both sides. All right, this is kind of a little cream colored one. Now, you could always cut this off before you fold. I am just doing it this way because I like to be able to kind of look at it and see what I want to tear off. Besides, I can use that for little stacked pockets anyway, so that works well for me. All right, another piece of just our edge book page here. And there's a good piece right there. We'll just use this side. Got a little bit of color on it. And that's Edith Holden. Look, I can tell by the way it looks and tears. And it's pretty thick. And then I just fold it over. And you, like I said, you can ink, make the edges straight, do whatever you want to do. I'm just putting mine on like this. I don't mind that rugged look. There we go. Okay, so there is that one. Let's go ahead and try to get that folded straight because it's not wanting to fold at all. This is a very thick vellum. Okay. All right, now what shall we stamp on this one? What about this big flower right here? I like that. And this again is from the Botanical Collage, Tim Holtz. And I think we can stamp that just like that. I'm going to need you. Oh, don't want to get ink all over me. but I'm going to. And I think we'll go back and maybe stamp this one in the brown. This is rich cocoa, and it's almost dry, but it's still got enough in it that it does a good enough job. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind if it's a little sketchy. Okay. Oh, I like that. Pretty. All right, let's lay you over there. Now right here, I'm going to need to put something, and first I'm going to put a stamp. I'm just going to stamp this number again. And let's see. There we go. All right, we'll lay that aside and let that one dry. Let's grab one of these. This is kind of a, see, it's a real pearlescent kind, and we'll use it, see what happens. I don't know how the stamping will go on this because I've not stamped this before, but we'll find out. If it doesn't work, we can cover it up. And thank all of you for thinking about Miss Brooklyn. She is doing a lot better. She has, you know, she just has those days that, I mean, it's just like my IBS. You have those days where you just have a bout with it, and then the next day you feel pretty good, and then it maybe comes on again. So, I mean, I just hate that she has it so young. But she just has to watch a little bit closer what she eats, and it's just hard for a little girl. She wants to eat all kinds of chocolate and all that, and she can't. I know that feeling because I want to eat all kinds of chocolate and pizza and everything else, and I can't either. I always want to eat the things that I can't have. And sometimes I'm bad too. I will eat them and knowing that it's going to hurt me, but I eat it anyway. Okay. Alright, we've got that on there. And I'm just going to see how this is going to stamp. Trim this little piece off. Let's just go back with maybe the butterfly again. Well, looks like it did pretty good. I did a little crooked, but that's okay. Let's grab a little piece of book page to go down here. I think that'll look good with that stamp. Some of the book pages tear easier than others and straighter than others, so sometimes I just tear it with my ruler to keep it from looking like a rat chewed on it. Let's see, let's put this over here. We'll kind of put our focal point on this side. Okay. So we'll lay that one aside. And this is a little scrap piece, so we'll go ahead and do it. It's not quite as tall as the others, but that's all right. piece of book page that was almost the right size without even having to tear it. Okay, we'll just tear off that bottom. Now you could put the book page the other way out if you have writing on there, and that would be pretty too. Whoops, turn it this way. Our book pages pieces on there. Go ahead and fold that up good. And then let's do another stamp. Now I'm just thinking this one, I don't have a lot of different ones to choose from that are big enough. But I like these, so. And these big stamps I have to turn sideways because my wrist, you know, I broke my wrist so many times like a crazy person that my wrists don't have a lot of strength in them, so I can't hold it like out this way. I can't turn myself enough to do that. I am a little bit mechanically inclined when it comes to that. Now I'm going to let that dry before I put anything down there because it's still pretty wet. So let me grab some pieces to be our focal points, and then we'll come back and start embellishing on those. Okay, I have just pulled out some various things. I have no idea if any of these are going to go well on here or not, but I do need more little embellishments for my Easter kits, or spring, not necessarily Easter, because basically all they have in them is a few little rabbits, and you can have those in spring or whenever. So I thought I might put that little guy on there. I kind of like him. I'd like to have him a little bit bigger, but I don't want to have to print it out again. So we're going to use this one and then just add some more too. And we'll sit him right there. When you got rabbits and flowers, I think that's springtime, isn't it? And then this is a little sticker, and I thought I would put it right there because that's empty. And since our little rabbit's short, I think we need something else up there. And I do have a terrible time getting these apart for some reason. Okay, let's put it out there and hope it's straight. So there's that one. I think that's cute. And then for this one, I started to do a flower, and I didn't have any flowers that come up high enough. So I was thinking, I pulled this greenery out of my stash, and that's some of the greenery that we got the other day. And I think, let's see, looks like we still have some of it. And these are stickers as well. Yeah, I think we still got some packs of this. I have to get it started with my little tool, and then I can pull it up. Alright, I think I want to put this one over here. Then I'm going to put that one on the other side. And then we can put a label or washi or something on there. I've got a little bubble in that one right there, so I'm just going to press it out with my tool. My bone folder. There we go. Oh yeah, I like that too, but I want a little label or a little number. Got a number, so I don't need another number. I don't mind that one on there. See if I can get that anywhere near straight. Yeah, that'll work. And then, you know what I'm going to put down on the bottom of those stems, don't you? You can read me like a book. Yep. Just because I like it. No other reason. It doesn't hold anything down, nothing. It's just because I like it. Okay. There's that one. Like that. I did round this corner and ink around them. I did that before I turned the camera back on. Let's see. What did I have for this one? I think, no, I had that flower for that one. What did I have for this one? I don't really know. Let's lay that one aside. I'm thinking that's the one that I couldn't figure out what I wanted to put on it. We'll do this one next. Now, I've got a couple of little white areas right here on this flower, and I'm just going to touch them with a little bit of ink because I didn't want to have to go in there and cut all those little bitty pieces out. So I just got my little brush and touched them with a little bit of ink, and it'll look more like the background. Okay, and I think I'm going to put that right there. My thinks. And this is one of our digitals. I made some big flowers because in things like this, I like to use big, tall flowers. And I just didn't have any, and there was very few people on Etsy or anywhere that I could find that had some big ones. You know, Betty had made us some, but I didn't want to ask her to make more, so I just made some myself. There's a better way to put that glue on there, but that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Oh my goodness, I just tore that little stem off. Don't be so aggressive like me. I have to glue that back down. There we go. Yeah, I pressed a little bit too hard. Okay. So there is that. And then I needed something to offset it right here. What about this color? I don't know where I want that now. I think I will put it up there, and I'm just going to tuck it in the edge of that little flower. I haven't glued that flower all the way down yet. Now then, we glued it down. Well, we can make that guy a little bit straighter. Okay. And then we'll put a little piece of washi down here. That'll hold that stem on there too since I tore it. And there's that one. Now this one, I think is the one I was going to put this tall flower on. I kind of liked it with that background. And again, I'm going to take my little brush. I'm just going to brush over this white on here. Now this is a little mat just like the mats that we sell. This just happens to be one that I got with, I don't know, some tool that I bought a long time ago. And I just saw it sticking out of my drawer, and so I pulled it out. But our non-stick craft mats, it's basically the same thing as this. It's just a tan color instead of white. So just in case you was wondering. I just saw this sticking out of a drawer, and I grabbed it. I'm just putting some little dots of glue on here. That's the good thing about this art glitter glue or the Barely Arts is it has the spine tip, so you can go in all of these little small places and just put that little tip down, and you get just enough glue on there. And there's always different ways to do this, but this is just my way today. My way today. Now that is very fragile right there, so I'm going to try my best not to rub it. There we go. I like that. But I want a little number, I think, up there. I don't think I want a label, I want a number. So one of Betty's numbers will work. Yes. And she has these on her Etsy store. And then again, and I know y'all get sick of seeing this, but it's what I like. You know, it's just like some people, well, like Rachel, she clips her corners, or, you know, different people do different things. This is just my thing for now. And it'll change. You know, your styles change from one time to another, I got really good English, don't I? Well, this is either folded a little crooked, which I can't tell. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so that is that one. I like that one. And then this one I thought we'd put the little rabbit on. Or this bigger rabbit. So I think we're going to put him there. But I'm going to put a little label down here behind him over that washi. I thought that might look cute. See if that one will work. I don't know. I have to have him on there and see. I want the flower to show. Okay, let's put that right there, and we'll put the little rabbit right above it. Okay. Yeah, we can get him right above it. Oh, he's cute. Now I gotta put something up here. And let's see, what did I pulled out another one of those little stickers, I thought. Okay, let's put that one on there. I like that. It's like a little stamp sticker. There we go. Cute. I like that. So there is that one. And then this one, and I can't decide, I can't remember what I was going to do with this. I know I didn't want to put more flowers because it had that flower on there. So let me think a minute. Got a piece of greenery up through here. You know, I might cut that off right at the top of this little invoice thing here, vintage invoice, and put that right up the side. Let's see if we can do that and see if that'll work. We could always use this other little piece somewhere else if we wanted to. So we'll pretend that that goes behind that little invoice thing right there. I should have put it down probably before I did the little piece of invoice or piece of paper, whatever that is. There we go. So let's see. Whoops. There we go. That worked. And it just kind of looks like it's sticking out of that. You know what? I don't know that it would have looked bad to have that on there. Just looks like it comes out of all that, doesn't it? So I'm gonna put that down now that I cut it off. See if I can get it on there pretty straight. Alright, that'll work. It just looks like it's coming all the way out. And then we'll put a little label on that one and it'll be finished. And this doesn't have to have a label on it. This is just me wanting a label on it. But I really would like to have one this way. I think. Well, you know what? We can put it that way. We don't have to put it straight up and down. can put them any way that you want. Or we don't have to have it crossways, I should say. Yeah, that works. Okay, and there is that one. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This, again, is Rachel's challenge, and that is Roxy Creations over on YouTube. And she does a challenge each week on Fridays. And then I usually try to get them up over the weekend sometime, but this week it happened to be I didn't. So this is her challenge. I will put her link below. You guys go over and check her out. And we will talk to you later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.